Our next guest is an amazing woman with a powerful story. She went viral after sharing her personal story on social media and then becoming a pioneer of the MeToo movement. Please help me welcome Queen Leesh to the Connect Show. Welcome, Queen Leesh.
Hi, how you doing?
We are thrilled to have you with us. Thank you for being here.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And we love that shirt. What does that shirt say? Share it.
Tell somebody.
Nice.
Tell somebody.
Not to expose you, but I mean, that's the purpose.
Yes.
So, Queen, you have truly a powerful story and also an important message. You are a child abuse survivor. You've made it your mission to uplift the voice of others whose voices have been silenced. So, if you can, please tell us more about your journey and the work that you do.
Okay, yes. So when I was younger, I was molested by my grandfather, my mother's dad, and
Mhm.
he used to babysit me when my mom would go to work or when they went on vacation. And basically, my grandfather started out with the tickle game. He would tickle me under my arms and then eventually move to my private areas. And
Mhm.
because I never told him to stop, he knew that it was okay for him to continue. My
Mm,
parents never ever taught me about my body or about
Mhm.
consent or good touches or bad touches. So when he told me that people who loved each other did these kind of things, I believed him.
mhm,
But when I was 6, I felt really uncomfortable. So I told my mother and her 2 sisters that their dad was touching me. And they told me to keep it a secret. And they confronted him, and he actually admitted it. But they told me that if I told the police, he would go to jail and kill himself. And if I told my dad, then my dad would kill my grandfather, and then my dad would go to jail. So they told me to keep it a secret and promised that the abuse would stop. And I kept it a secret, but unfortunately, they still brought me around him, and the abuse continued. It
mm,
took me 20 years to tell my dad. I grew up feeling ugly, insecure, worthless. I didn't love myself, so I was with people who didn't love me either. And the moment I told my dad at 28 years old, I had an immediate weight lifted off my shoulders that I wanted
mm,
all survivors to feel, a weight that I had been searching my whole life to try to get rid of. And it wasn't until I told him that it happened. And so after I told him, I went on Facebook and I shared my story with the world. And the next day I had over, 100,000 views and 50,000 comments and 50,000 messages of all people telling me that the same thing happened to them. And growing up, when you're forced to keep it a secret, you think that you're the only person going through it.
Right.
So it wasn't until I was 28 years old that all these people were writing me that I was like, oh my gosh, it's not just me. So from
mm,
there, I started the Tell Somebody Foundation. I have Amazon's bestseller. This is my children's book, Tell Somebody. And I actually go to different schools and educate children about their body. And I let them know that these are their private areas and no one's supposed to touch them there. And then I give them different scenarios that they can be in. Like if you're taking a shower, people shouldn't be watching you. Ask them to
Mhm.
leave and tell somebody.
That's
If
good.
you're having a sleepover at a friend's house and you wake up and someone's touching you, ask them to stop and go tell somebody.
That's
So
good.
I'm really, really proud of my children's book. I go to different schools and I can put my book on a projector and educate 600 children within 1 hour. And
wow.
then I have my memoir, which is called In Silenced Abuse. And oh, sorry, yeah. So Oprah Winfrey actually wrote the quote on the cover, and she told me
Wow.
that I'm the perfect role model for turning pain into power. So my mission is basically to come out and tell all survivors that we all have the same strength to turn our pain into power.
You know,
Leisha,
Go
your
ahead.
Leisha,
story,
really,
I
Leisha?
mean,
Woo!
what
Wow.
a
Your courage.
what a
Queen
difference
Leisha.
you're making. It's
Yeah.
Thank you.
truly like I'm just blown away
Thank
right
you.
now. And thank you for the work that you're doing and
Yeah.
impacting so many people. I have a question for you. How did you get to this place? I know that you eventually obviously got to this place where you started talking about your experiences, but what was the catalyst for you to have that braveness and that trust in yourself to start speaking about your experiences so openly, so publicly?
Well, like I said, when I was younger, my parents never taught me about my body. And so even before I had kids, I always told myself, no matter if I have a girl, a boy, I'm going to teach them from a young age about their body. So I've always wanted to bring awareness, but it wasn't until I told my father that I was able to, because he was the last person to know. So once I told him is actually where I got my strength. And I told him that someone reached out to me and told me that they were being abused when they were a child, but they didn't want to tell their parents because their parents were sick and dying. So I told them, okay, don't tell your parents, because I didn't want to feel bad. And my dad told me that was the wrong advice. He said that even on his deathbed, he would want to know what happened to his children. So the message is to tell somebody. So my dad actually gave me the strength to come forward with this, even though it was already an idea that I had. And now every day I just keep working and keep doing things. And then God just opens up these doors, just like this platform speaking with you guys right now. And it just keeps going. It's like a snowball effect.
What do you see for yourself coming up next for the Tell Somebody movement, Queen Leesh?
I mean, that's the thing, like the way God works, like you really don't know what's going to come next. But like I said, every day I put my foot forward and just keep going. Recently, I just reached out to Chris Hansen, and I actually just got to do a talk with him. And, he's the host of the show, How to Catch a Predator on NBC. So what I really want is like a spinoff from that show. He has a show called Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. I want to have a seat with Leesh, and I
Yes.
want to be able to
Yes.
see it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're rooting for you and we're all for it. So before you tell us how we can connect with you, Leisha, I really want to ask this because I think it's important. Was there something specific that your father told you that gave you the strength to actually do something about it?
Yes, it really is, and it's really kind of hard. But of course, when I told my father that I had been molested and that his wife of 20 years knew about it and kept it a secret, he was heartbroken. He was devastated. He felt like his whole life was a lie. And I think built in with the hurt and the anger, he told me actually that I needed to put a video out on social media and not only tell people my story, but put a picture and show who my mother and her father and sisters were, because he said when they walk out in public, he wanted people to recognize them and say, that's the family that let their granddaughter or grandchild be abused. And so he actually helped start that catapult. And it was through him that I guess, yeah, that's where I got the strength to do it.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. And it's really
Yeah.
more so because we hear what people say to keep the secret, but what
Okay, yeah, that's what I forgot. My dad told me when I first told him I wanted to put this video out
yeah.
and show, and not, I told him I didn't want to show a picture of my mother because I didn't want to throw my family under the bus. And he told me that family wouldn't turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to you when you needed help. And that was like a eye opener for me, because for the whole 28 years, I looked at my grandfather as the victim. And here I was, the brave kid that was holding my family together with the secret. And it wasn't until my dad told me that that wasn't really my family at 28 years old that I finally started looking at myself as the victim.
Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing. So, with people who want to connect with you and want to continue to learn more about your story or even get your book, please tell us where we can find you.
Well, the easiest way is my website, tellsomebodytoday.org, because from there you can click my Instagram and my Facebook. Both of my books are on Amazon, so that's really easy.
God bless your heart. Leisha.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, thank you
Thank
so much, Queen Leisha, for being here and for the work that you're doing. You really are making such a huge difference in the world. So we have a packed show for you today. Stay tuned because we are closing the show with some more inspiration.